Okay, so instead of watching every Quest 2 accessory video under the sun, unless it's made by me, then in that case, go watch those. I've made what is, in my opinion, aka the right opinion, as you can tell I'm not a little biased or an egotist, the best Quest 2 setup on earth. This is every accessory that you will ever need. I'm gonna go through the exact setup that I use myself after 2 years of making VR videos. I'm gonna go through each accessory, why you need it, why it's important, how much they are, and then at the end of the video, list a few huge optional extras specific to you. As we go through, I'll be racking up the total cost for this entire setup. F your budget. Stop being broke. So with my pain, suffering, and likely gaslighting from the VR community when I don't list an accessory that they like, a like and sub wouldn't just be appreciated, but is literally the difference between your life or death. This one isn't a part of the list. Also, if you want to complain to me directly about how I didn't include your favorite Quest 2 cat ear accessory, feel free to join my Discord at discord.gg/GetHip and join a voice call with me to scream at me directly.
Hey, Hip.
What's up? Starting off with the bare bones basic that you need. The stock Quest 2 head strap, if we're all honest with ourselves, is quite clearly one of Mark's spare thongs. It is horrendous. Now, I do get a few fair messages from the mentally ill claiming that they have no issue with this head strap and only have 2 big plastic adjustment sized holes in the back of their head from wearing it for a couple of days, but I refuse to believe that any mentally stable individual would want to wear this for any longer than it takes to click over this video. So for those of you with an intact frontal lobe, the Kiwi Elite Strap. Yeah, regular viewers, if you saw this coming, good for you. I'm not sponsored by these bastards. You can tell it because I just called them bastards. Just kidding. I love Kiwi. They make awesome products, but I have to be clear. I am not sponsored, nor do I want to be. I enjoy being unbiased. Just, I like this head strap a lot. Here is why. Let me be clear. I've tried many fucking head straps. What usually happens when I recommend a head strap in a video is I get the usual flurry of, but have you tried the Boba D's Not 69 Elite Battery Strap? I get it. And I've likely tried it. Over the last year, I've had countless head straps sent to me, and I like a lot of them. I like this one the most. Why? First, unlike the very clearly well-designed and reliable Quest 2 Elite strap, the Kiwi strap that I've been using for at least a year now, non-stop during YouTube videos, intense play sessions, flips, sitting on the toilet, just general use cases, has held up flawlessly well. No cracks, no breaks, no bitches. It's easily adjustable. The flip-up design makes handing this thing around, taking it on and off, and cleaning the lenses so fucking easy. There's no way I want to go back to a rigid head strap design after using this. The pad at the back and top is so well padded and hasn't flattened over use, it's still incredibly comfortable to wear. One big gripe that I do have though is the side pieces that attach to this son of a bitch do not want to get off. It's clear that Kiwi do not want you cheating on this head strap with anything else, because getting it off is about as easy as getting your mom out of my DMs. Raindrops are falling on my head. I appreciate this may be hard to believe, but once again, I am not sponsored by Kiwi, which is why the next product is the Kiwi Extended Grips. Okay, I promise that this may or not, likely won't, possibly won't, like, will, won't be the last Kiwi accessory on this list. Now, these aren't actually the Kiwi Extended Grips. These are just the regular Kiwi grips, as unfortunately I'm 19 and I still live with my parents and they threw the extended ones out by accident. These are a rubber add-on that slot nicely over the Quest 2 controllers and give them an index controller-like grip. And if you actually have the extended ones, unlike me now, they add a little bit of extra space if you have bigger hands, and just generally give you slightly different weight distribution on the straps that feels very, very nice in most games. I say most games, and I will get onto that in a fucking moment. The material is unbelievably satisfying to touch, if that's a weird thing to say. No bitches? These make playing most games much more comfortable and engaging. Being able to throw items by letting go of the controller and not obliterating your drywall is a very nice plus. But I will admit, these things, at least the extended ones, are a little clunky in games like Beat Saber when you need to whip around the controllers at speed. And by clunky, I mean borderline dislocate your fucking wrist, at least if you're playing one of Monty's maps. Slimy c***. Face pads. For those of you older than 1 year old, which I understand isn't a whole lot of you, you'll remember the Oculus face pad recall, where reported allergic reactions caused the Quest 2's default face pad to get recalled and instead shipped out with a small rubber cover. But an even better solution to this is just buying a decent fucking face pad. VR Cover have been in the game for a long time now and have made a VR face pad for virtually every virtual reality headset under the virtual sun. Their face pads fit nicer than the stock one, and they provide better cushioning and padding adjustment. Kiwi, I said I couldn't promise, and they wouldn't show up again, but Kiwi make a great face pad too with very good padding. Personally, I jump between the two. They're both great alternatives to stock and really complete the Quest 2 build, and they don't leave you looking like a fucking tomato. And if you too like going into absolute financial ruin, pimping out a Quest 2, hit that subscribe button effective immediately. So here we get onto the more optional upgrades. However, I am including it in the main upgrades as this is applicable to some of you losers that have no social life and spend hours at a time in VR. Battery straps. There are now a metric ton of Quest 2 battery life extension straps to choose from, and naturally, like the clown that I am, I will once again be recommending a Kiwi product. This time being the natural evolution of the previously mentioned Kiwi Elite strap, the Kiwi design battery strap. This is essentially the Kiwi Elite strap, but with a battery built in. It obviously adds to the already hefty weight of the Quest 2, but I want to make it clear, unless you're using your headset in games like Bone Lab that drain your battery at a faster rate, or have a specific use case for a battery strap, like if you're a VR game dev, I don't think you really should be buying battery straps generally. The reason being, excess weight like this, especially with the strained VR headsets in general, can put on your neck, whipping your head around in games like Gorilla Tag is not good for you. A few months ago, I interviewed Felix, a kid that broke part of his neck through repetitive strain seemingly caused by just using a stock Quest 2. Now, before you immediately go, bullshit, must have a weak neck, just go watch the video. It's linked up here. I go through Felix's case, x-rays, as well as multiple other instances of this happening and how it's happening to begin with. With this in mind, I'd suggest using this in titles where you're not whipping your head around. And the second reason I personally believe battery straps should be kind of avoided for most people, eye strain is serious shit. You hear about it all the time, likely from your mom, but it does have knock-on long-term effects, like damage to your retina and cataracts. It's not good. I think naturally, through the Quest 2's limited battery life, stopping every once in a while to charge your headset gives your eyes a moment of rest. That's why I'm listing this as an optional upgrade for those of you who actually need it for specific use cases, like playing higher battery use games or developing VR titles. And in those cases, this is a fucking flawless battery pack. It takes all the fundamental design elements that worked so well with the previous Elite strap and just thickens it very slightly and just slaps a battery in the back with a nice little cable clip. It's fucking awesome. It doubles your Quest 2 battery life. I appreciate, though, that there is a Bobo VR magnetic one where you can swap out the battery packs and you can realistically have, like, potentially, like, infinite battery life that you're likely not actually going to use unless you're literally deranged and need to spend countless more hours with your virtual VR chat girlfriend that is in reality just Mark Zuckerberg on an alt account. I appreciate saying that. Sounds like I've experienced that. It's a very good head strap, but I just personally prefer the Kiwi one because it's similar to the original Elite strap. By the way, thank you very much, Bobo, for sending me that previous head strap for me to try out. I just like this design more. And the Kiwi Elite battery strap comes in at a very lovely $100. Headphones. Unfortunately, for those of you with weak emotional control and a Twitter account, they have a controversial opinion. I don't think most people really need headphones for the Quest 2. Most of you playing standard popular multiplayer VR titles, I don't really think need higher quality audio just to hear the local rec room squeaker screaming the N-word in your ear with even higher fidelity. The standard headphones in most instances, although absolutely nothing in comparison to the gold standard index audio, in most mainstream VR titles is good enough for most people. But for those of you that play a lot of rhythm games or are in a position to truly make the most of a headphone upgrade, there are a lot of Quest 2 specific headphone head straps like this one from, I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to fucking say it. I don't even want to fucking say it. Kiwi. Again, not sponsored. Don't believe me? Well, this one is shit. I'm just using it as an example. Perhaps I got a busted ass unit, but this headphone upgrade from Kiwi, unless my ears are permanently cooked from Gorilla Tag squeakers, sounds basically like the Quest 2 stock audio, but with padding to enclose the sound around my ears, ironically kind of making it sound worse. In terms of treble, bass, spatial audio, it sounds pretty similar to stock to me, which is why unfortunately for upgrade 5 out of 5 here, you kind of have to figure this one out for yourself depending on what games you're playing. Future GetHip here, I want to state for the record that I am a fucking moron because I forgot to mention the HTC Deluxe audio strap. I know many of you guys use this, and for those of you out of the loop, this is essentially a retrofit to the Quest 2 that allows you to use the HTC Deluxe audio strap. J-Man Curly uses it very frequently in his videos, and I have yet to try this thing out. I probably should have tried this thing out before I made this entire video, only to realize now that I didn't include it and I should have tried it out to begin with. I want to acknowledge that this exists, and it is a very, very, very good head strap and is very much worth looking into if you like to hear Rec Room children scream the N-word in your ears in the highest definition humanly possible known to man. However, it is also over $100 I think honestly a lot of these headphone head straps that are now coming out, as cool as they look, in most part are kind of just overkill, especially when with a native VR headset it's in your interest to keep the weight as low as possible. At least something like the Index, which is a wired PC VR headset intended for much higher fidelity games, can kind of justify a bigger built-in headphone unit, unlike the Quest 2 that you're realistically using to whip your head around quickly in games like Gorilla Tag. I get it. I appreciate not like all of you play Gorilla Tag, but a lot of us do. The cool kids do. Okay, J-Man Curly Gang. So for audio, I like to keep it simple with the stock audio. Just like I like to keep dating your mom I don't know. I've run out of your mom jokes. I've made more of these mom jokes than times I've left your mom on red. I see London, I see friends. Follow me on Instagram to watch me continuously show off my Audi RS5 that sounds like a demon from a different dimension. And follow my Twitter because I want more followers. Just being honest. Okay, bye-bye.